how can we know the way? So Jesus, in answer to that, he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. It's in answer to that problem. Because they misunderstood. Jesus is talking about spiritual matters. They are therefore, we don't know where you're going and we don't know how to get there. He's talking about Allah and His good pleasures. To get there, he said, look at me, the way I'm going, if you go, you will reach there. That is what he's saying. You will reach Allah's acceptance. So he said, we don't know where you're going. So he said, look, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. They misunderstood again. It was too heavy for them. Too heavy. They still don't know what he's talking about. Look, I'm only reading the book and I'm telling you, I said, look, they don't know what he's talking about. He's actually telling them that the way to God is personified in me. Look at me. The way I'm going, you go, you will reach there. The truth of God is personified in me. Look at me. You follow me, you will have the truth. Real life is personified in me. Look at me. The way I'm going, you go, you will reach your destination. Allah. Too heavy. So they said, they didn't utter the words, but so this is all this we're talking about, fancy talks, we don't know what you're talking about. Just show us the Father and it suffices us. Just show us God. We want to just show us God and look, all this fancy talk we don't want to know. Just show us God that we can see Him and we'll be satisfied. So Jesus says, Philip, the disciple who asked, for the group, the spokesman for the group. He says, Philip, you have been with me for so long. Why askest thou, show us the Father, show us God? If you have seen me, you have seen the Father. They misunderstood again. They think He's the Father, His own Father. No, it's a stupendous situation of misunderstanding. Each and every word, every phrase, every sentence, they're misunderstanding. So he's so provoked, Jesus Christ. He's telling the Jews, his disciples, ye of little faith. Ye of little faith means you got no faith. Be iman, without iman. Then he explains to them as if he's explaining to little children. And they can't seem to grasp. So he says, I even yet, without understanding, yet you can't understand. I'm talking to you like a little baby. And when he's provoked further, he says, O faithless and perverse generation. He's telling his own disciples, not the generality of Jews. O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I be with you? If he was a Japanese, Jesus, instead of a Jew, he would have committed what they call that honorable harakiri, suicide. But as a Jew, he couldn't afford it. You know, he loved life. We all love life, but he loved life. Jews, they love life more than any other community. They can't afford to lose one. You see, yours, 10,000, he can smithereens, obliterate you. That's to him is fun. But one Jew dies, it's a calamity. They love life. Jesus, he couldn't afford to commit harakiri. Okay. But now, this is how you can answer, wallah, it is so easy. If we do a little bit of homework, just check up on what the guy is talking about. That's all. But now let's come down to something simpler. We have here, just in the vicinity, one of the most fantastic, beautiful monuments. The Sultan Salahuddin Shah Masjid. Beautiful. In my life, I haven't come across anything like it. Wallah. Now I'm going to speak all over the world wherever I go. That in Malaysia, we have the biggest flag in the world. In Malaysia, in Asia, we have the tallest building in one of our, I think Penang or somewhere I was there. Penang. Tallest building in Asia. In Malaysia, what else we have? But this masjid, I tell you, it's world class. It attracts people from far and wide. Muslims are going there for Salah. I went there. I was there yesterday for Yom Jummah. What an experience. but it also attracts visitors. I was told by our trustees, people who are there managing the masjid, asked them about how many people come. They calculated, somebody said this is over 1 million people use this masjid in a year, and the tourists and the musallis, people who do salat, over 1 million a year are paying respects to that monument. Beautiful. I said, here is an opportunity for delivering the message of Islam, and in an entertaining manner. Now, how can I see this type of opportunity and you didn't see? You know, it's a question. That Deedat comes from South Africa and now he's telling you how to use your monuments. Huh? You should be the best qualified. No. You see, your experience is limited. Your knowledge of the world is limited. You are cut off on one side. I don't know, they call it the Far East. You people also belong to the Far East. Huh? I'm from South Africa. And in South Africa, there live some 500,000 Muslims. Half of that 500,000, 250,000 are Malays. We call them Malays. They look like you. They behave like you. They bacha the Quran like you. You know the way you read the Quran. We Hindis, we read our own style. I'm an Indian Muslim. We have our own style. But the Malay reads exactly like you. They have all the other systems of this tasbih and all just like you. The Malay is worth knowing that person. Your own brothers and sisters that they were taken away from you over 100 years ago from here and 300 years back from Indonesia. They go as Malays. Fantastic people. They had a hammering from the Christians for 300 years. The Christians managed to change their language. They lost the language. The Christians changed their surnames. You come across people, the Malays, you meet them, when you come there, you'll meet them, say, what's your name? Say, Muhammad Hendricks. What do you say? Abdullah Fisser. They say, what you? This is Yusuf Smith. So what? They said, you Malay? He said, yes. He's proud. I'm a Malay. But how you become Hendricks and Smith and Fisser? You know? He said, no. These were our slave masters. They owned us. So we were forced by circumstances. It's a long story how it happened, but we had to inherit those names. Languages changed. They're speaking the language of their masters, the slave masters. But the 300 years of hammering made them into one of the most militant Muslim communities in the world. One of the most militant in the world. Malays of Cape Town. People with me. You should visit them and allow them to visit you. I know. You haven't recognized them. They tried very hard to come to their roots. But you people, I don't know how. You couldn't recognize your own children. May Allah forgive you. Now, because living in that country, South Africa, see, there were so many forces at work trying to keep us down. And we had to match our wits against the Jews, against the white Christians, against the colors, against the other Indians, against the Africans to survive. We had battling on all fronts. And when you are in such a situation, you develop certain expertise in achieving certain goals. Around the 60s, we reached a stage in Durban.